Doug Maurice with Bill Landis and Ari Wasserman to talk about what I think is the most uncertain position group on the Ohio State roster right now. Bill Landis, the secondary for the Buckeyes. How do you think this 2016 recruiting class will factor in to the 2016 secondary?
I think you have to look at which guys can move to safety, because I think they feel pretty good about the corners with Denzel Ward coming back, or Gary Conley first and foremost coming back as a returning starter. Then you have Denzel Ward, you have Marshawn Lattimore if he's healthy, some other guys there that they've recruited over the last few years. But they're very thin at safety, and I think you need to look at the class and find out if a guy like Jordan Fuller is a guy who can slide over to safety too deep, or if a guy like they at it. 3-star prospect who's an athlete, if he can be converted to safety as well, because they need bodies there, I think. And that's the biggest thing they need to figure out in spring for the guys who are here, and then in the summer is who can slide over and give them depth there, because if they don't have it, they have some guys who have had injury problems, and they need bodies there to back those guys up.
Ari, a couple years ago, we saw Von Bell as a true freshman push to play at safety. Do you think one of these guys could be that? You've written about Jordan Fuller. He was a late get for them. Is he that kind of guy?
I think Jordan Fuller is that kind of guy. I mean, this was maybe one of the best gets in the entire class, and the fact that they were able to get him late at a position of need was a big thing for them, especially because, as Bill pointed out, they've got a few guys that were highly recruited like Fuller before on the roster that really haven't panned out yet, in Damon Webb and Marshawn Lattimore, and both those guys have been injured, and Webb had his off-the-field stuff. So when it comes to guys who might be able to transition and play well, or at least push to be in the 2 deep, I think Fuller, out of all those guys, is the guy in this class.
Urban Meyer likes Malik Hooker. He's going to be a third-year player here. He looks like maybe a starting safety at the moment. Cam Burrows and Eric Smith may be fighting for that other safety spot, but I think that is going to be a position group with some of these young guys we're going to be watching all spring and in the preseason. For Bill Landis, Ari Wasserman, I'm Doug Maurice for cleveland.com.